welcome everyone on my channel. I hope you are doing great in your life. I was recently scrolling my Instagram and there was one post where I stopped. Okay, so that was a post in which Sonakshi Sinha was saying that she used to paint a lot. Okay, so when Zahir entered her life, she hasn't touched her brush. It's her partner now who says her that you should paint because you are good at it. But what she mentioned was a very strong coping mechanism how we deal with our anxiety. Okay, I had my own, and this is very beautifully put, like when a person who treats you right, okay, you do not go back to the coping mechanism, no matter how beautifully she might have painted. And in that short clip she just said about she used to paint, and the moment Zahir came in her life, she has not even touched the brush. I could very much resonate with her, because for all the people who cannot speak so much or who do not feel very hurt, I do not understand or know Sonakshi's context, because that was what was there in the feed. I do not want to get into why she did what she did, because she would be the only better person to know why she did what she did. I would say about myself, because I know me and I know why I did a certain thing and what made me do a certain thing. Over a long time in my life, though I was doing good in my life or everything, there was this ache of not being heard or seen. Yes, you heard it very right. I didn't feel that, when there was first of all not a way how I could communicate, and the other thing is that I was suppressed. I didn't feel loved. I didn't feel wanted in my own house, and that includes my relatives, my family members. Though they gave me a lot of material things, I didn't feel very heard or seen or loved or valued for a long time in my life. The ache was always there. They are wonderful. They all are wonderful people. They all love me. I understand now. But we always have a pattern how one should love us the way. So for a long time when I was growing up, I saw, because when you are growing up, you do not understand a lot of things. Now I know that if I'm insecure about a certain thing, I will own it, I will work on it, and I will try that my insecurity should go away. I know I will be flawed with a lot of things. I do not know a lot of things. So I will go ahead and I will try to learn them, and I will try to remove certain things, and I will also know that something I can remove and something I will also like my flaws. It's not that I am just going to the top of being the most perfect self. I like sometime to be flawed, and that is what makes me, uniquely me. Okay, so when you are growing up, and especially in your teenage years, when you are juggling with a lot of body image issues, I was dealing with a lot of body image issues, because I was one of the tall girl in my school. So ab to many people are taller than me, but then when I had hit my puberty, I had gained weight, because I was that skinny tall girl who is good in sports. But as soon as puberty had hit me, I was the tall girl who had suddenly become fat, and whose body is now increasing from anywhere. So these are very emotional time when you need a lot of mature conversation, where your mind is already restlessly seeking for certain answers, and you need a right way. The place I come from, I am basically from Jharkhand, and the place, and particularly from Bokaro Steel City. I do not know about other families, but generally I see that the sort of awareness that should be, that is not there. Generally people do not talk so much about, especially in North India. Even if you go to Bihar side, you go to UP side, people do not want to talk about the teenage body transformation issues. It's just reduced to one chapter of your biology, and that too only the student who has taken bio can have access, and that too it is not given. One chapter, that too in the chapter of reproduction, certain part of your body organ is explained. That doesn't suffice. What all psychological intricacies, what all thing a child need to hear or need to talk about. Obviously when it came about my family, they when I got my periods, they gave me the sanitary napkin but not the talk which I required. I was going through a lot of body image issues. That fat kid who has just the flat chest has now started getting her small boobies. Now I have the breast, and I didn't knew what that breast signified, and how do I need to deal with my body, my back fat, my chest fat, my breasts, I had no clue. All of a sudden why I'm bleeding every month, and on top of that, why do I was not wearing a bra before, why do I need to wear a bra? That's very insane for me. But then that hush hush talk was there. All of a sudden you started getting a lot of male attention, the unsolicited male attention, and you have no idea like why your parents don't want you should talk to the other gender, or why there is a hush hush everywhere, why the teachers are being so mean. And my mind was not able to process a lot of things, be it the body image thing, be it the getting so much of male validation all of a sudden, or be it I am feeling unheard. I used to shut my door and stay inside my room and not come out of my room up until I wanted food. And it is still now, if I want to have food, then only I'll get out of my room. Or now the situations are better, I talk with my parents, I converse, I have difficult conversations, and still I try to have them rather than walking away. But when I was growing up, I didn't feel that walking away is also a solution. It was more about silence. It's more about silence. I didn't understand all of a sudden why talking with boys is such a big thing, or why I should maintain a distance from them, or all of a sudden why they are showing a lot of attention or a lot of unwanted attention to me. So it was very crazy dealing all those things, plus your academics are always there. So I generally feel that when you are growing up as a person, you have to make a lot of journey. I used to shut my door and I used to cry for hours. I mean like non-stop, 3 hours, 4 hours, ki why I am going through a lot of these pains, and what did I do to deserve all of these things. It was just that when I entered womanhood, I should get a toolkit how I should embrace my womanhood, and I had none to tell me ki this is how you enter your womanhood. I still remember I had gone to a temple and my relatives were also there, and females were there. I don't want to take anybody's name. So I generally I love Lord Shiva and I pray him a lot. So I was bleeding. I was on day 2 of my menstruation. Everybody went to temple. I also went. But then she got to know that okay, I am on my periods, and she literally held my hand, took me out of the temple, and she said ki no, you should not touch the god because you are impure. And that was something that stuck inside me. Like how is, first of all, I was trying to make sense that okay, all these things, all these painful things, I didn't do anything to deserve it. This is maybe how a woman body transforms. And I was processing all these things, all these biological things that is happening to me is very natural. And somebody I love, I adore, she takes me out telling that you are impure. My mind was boxing with thousands of things that how am I impure? tell me one reason which has just happened very biologically and which I'm trying to have, peace with it. How is that thing making me very, very impure? I was very angry. I went inside the temple, rebelled. I touched the god. I prayed and I came to her. I told her, ki, listen, I am not impure. Your thoughts are impure. I feel very proud for saying her that, because as a 14 or 15-year child kid, if I can retort her that thing, I was definitely not ready to take bullshit. But I came back, I cried a lot. I literally had other female friends who said these certain things, that once they, don't overthink about all these things. हमारे यहाँ भी ऐसे ही होता है. During our periods, we don't, light the matchstick, or we do not, pray, and that's okay. And even when our mothers are on our periods, so they will give the diya and everything to us, and we are supposed to do that. The sense of impurity, I couldn't understand. My brain was not ready to accept this thing, that you are an impure being because you are bleeding, and that too which was a very natural cycle. Boys also hit puberty, they get their Adam apple, they start getting the beards and everything. Nobody tells them impure. Here our body is going through a cycle in which every month you are bleeding like crazy. I mean, there are women I know who bleed even for 15 days a month. That's how long the period cycle, which is so abnormal, and yet their parents do not take them to a gynec. They tell that okay, it will get okay with the time. There are a lot of women who go through PCOS issues, PCOD issues, and yet it is not even talked about. A lot of women wait for financial independence. The day they will start earning, they will get themselves treated with the gynec for the first time, because a lot of things which are very essential for a woman, they are denied having. You will see a guy will get easily a bike, he will get easily permissions to go for a trip, but when it comes about basic hygiene, talking about that with a woman, a lot of families feel a lot of taboo, a lot of shame, plus they do not know how to deal with the mental psyche of a girl child. A lot of family do not know how to raise girls. When there is already a lot of safety concerns going around, there is a lot of talk that need to be talked of. Still there are a lot of family who don't even know how to, periods is a big thing. Your mother bleeds, your girlfriend bleeds, your sister bleeds, okay. I'm talking to the male section, okay. Your wife bleeds and your future daughter will bleed. It is very biological, and yet period is something that a guy is least educated about, or he will make the most insensitive comment, plus he do not know how to deal. Still you will, if you do not go to a mall or something, you go to a basic chemist shop, you ask them for a normal sanitary napkin, they will wrap black. People are openly selling the cigarettes, drinks and what not, okay. But when it comes about the sanitary napkin, it gets wrapped as if what blunder they are doing or something, okay. They will wrap it and then they will give it, and it is still a hush thing. Many people used to use ganda kapda, okay. Once ganda kapda in the sense ki when a woman is bleeding, so one cotton cloth or something she will get, she has to use that for her period blood, and then she has to wash it, okay, without using a lot of disinfectant. She has to keep it to dry and she has to use it again. And you won't understand, this is so harmful for the woman, because when the blood that gets out of a woman's system during her periods, that is already the impure blood, it has already lot of germs. Now first of all, she has used that kapda, that cloth, it gets washed, obviously it will not clean everything. and she has to use it all over again. The kind of risk this task involves is so humongous, and a lot of people are doing, because the cost of sanitary napkin is so much for them that they can easily, give money to their sons to buy cigarettes, to buy all the LSD and do all the traveling in the world. But a lot of men, a lot of fathers or mothers do not have this audacity to give some extra money to their daughters so that they can buy sanitary napkins for them. I mean, like, a lot of women only know about sanitary pads, whereas a lot of other things are there. Period panties are there, tampons are there, menstrual cups are there, and people actually go and talk with the gynec which product is best suitable for them. When I started earning, the first thing I also did was to speak with a dermatologist, a psychologist, and a gynecologist. The reason being was, it was so important. I found it so important for myself because there was a lot of psychological unwiring thing. My vagina is not a mystery. It is not something that, it has been a matter of curiosity. Your mother has a vagina, your sister has a vagina, your wife will be having a vagina, your girlfriend has a vagina, and your daughter will also have a vagina. So my vagina is my body organ rather than a sense of mystery that, it should be a sense of mystery for so-called people to make it unsafe. Okay, so when I had a talk with the psychologist, I got to know that it was not sense of impurity. The people who said me that I was impure on certain days were very wrong, they were very misinformed, and they were very uneducated to say so. Maybe a lot of women have gone through a lot of generational trauma where now they are so scared to come up and say that, okay, I was wronged, so I will not pass on my trauma to somebody else. A lot of women are like, okay, I was wronged, so what, I dealt with it and you can also deal it. This is not how it goes. My pain will teach me not to hurt other, and that is what my pain will teach me when I liberate myself. But a lot of women who are under a lot of fear, a lot of insecurity, their own life is completely on dependence, who do not know what freedom tastes like, what freedom looks like, they might come and say you impure, and you do not have to own it. You do not have to own any of the thing that makes you insecure and less of a woman. These 4 days are for your healing. These 4 days are designed, a woman body is designed in such a way where she has to learn to respect her own self, because her body goes through a cyclical movement. You will see that a lot of women who do not respect her body, they will have a lot of trouble. They have a lot of back issues, a lot of mood swings issues, a lot of hair fall issue. The woman body starts showing very visible results. Very visible results. If you are in stress, your hair will start falling like anything. If you have hormonal disbalance, you will start shouting and screaming for little things, and you will start getting triggered. So it is very important as a human being to understand this thing, that biologically a woman's body is very different, and she needs more space to heal. She needs more space to think about her safety, because when your safety is sabotaged, a lot of your psychological things get blocked somewhere. It will affect your cycle. I, by the grace of God, because I take a lot of measures to not let anybody violate my body and my safety, and I make sure that I do not have to get into stressful situation, though there are times when I even enter a lot of stressful situation, but I try to abstain to the maximum possible. Okay, my period cycles are generally very regular. Like if I get my periods on 28th of October, I will get again on 26th to 28th of October. So my cycles are very regular, but I know a lot of women who do not get her cycles very regularly. Like she got her periods on 28th October, now she is getting it in January, somewhere around 5 January, and the periods are going for 40-45 days. She is bleeding continuously for 40-45 days, which is very insane, which shows a lot about, you know, she's not psychologically well, she's not mentally well, she's not physically well, because getting such irregular periods. And there are also women who gets twice in a month. I have seen with my own hand, with my own eyes I have seen. I mean, like, a girl getting three times in a month, she's getting her periods. I mean, like, these are very, very abnormal things. It's a high time when you start dignifying your body as a woman, because obviously when we got a woman's body, there is a lot of thing, it has been, you know, made in a way, like, I mean, like, even when it comes about pregnancy, no matter how much scientifically you advance, okay, when it comes about biological designing, a woman can keep a child inside her body, and this thing a man cannot do up until he has, like, completely transformed himself into a woman. Okay, then also there are high chances of risk, side effects and whatnot. But when you are biologically a woman, your body is made in a sense that you can actually nurture a child inside you. Okay, that is the strength that a woman has. That is the I mean, when you talk about the mystery, that is the mystery that a woman's body beholds. Like, I mean, like, there has been a lot of papers which talked about when a woman has her labor pain, that is more painful than all the bones of the body gets broken. That the pain is more painful than when your entire bones also get broken. A lot of researchers have proved. And yet again, when we talk about the health of the women, that is not taken into consideration. She is many times taken as a second sex. Her opinions are not taken very seriously, or when she want to voice up, there are a lot of people who come to suppress her voice. I mean, like, one need to get over this thing that when a woman's body has been designed, and this thing I would like to say to a lot of women who are into multiple partners and who are hooking up and, like, you know, who are doing all sorts of who are putting all intoxicants in their body and all. Like, at the end, you are a woman, man. I am not character assassinating or saying you on a moral ground. Obviously, when you do bad thing, your body will show results, and it will show very bad results. But when you are as a woman, you know, there is already a lot your body has to go through, and sports is one of the basic thing you need to get yourself involved so that you stay healthy, mentally healthy, psychologically healthy, physically healthy. That is the basic thing that you can do. Playing a sport is the basic thing, because your body need to do certain exercise, be it walking, be it running. Take up as easy exercise as just running, but that is what your body really needs. You cannot just confine yourself, and you just cannot, you know, keep on switching from one partner to another, putting intoxicants in your body, and then not oblivious that bad things can happen to you. Bad things will happen on a larger scale to you, because your body is designed in that way. Take care of your menstrual health, and for that, the basic thing is take care of your overall health. I understand that a lot of your choices that you make, a lot of your choices comes from anxiety, anxiousness, fear, insecurity, not having that confidence that you can do it all up alone. That a lot of women have embraced dependence so much that the woman who is going independently, a woman who is working alone, it is it is very, very strange for them. But you know what the reality or the strangeness should be, like how dependence could be so normalized. The moment you start normalizing so much of dependence, you will see that somewhere you yourself are weakening your body in a magnitude that you couldn't have even imagined. Your body, every organ of your body, you should start respecting. Being a woman is a matter of a lot of dignity, and you should not feel in any way that you are less of a human being, or you are less of somebody who needs to give an explanation about her purity or about her sanity. When in case of feeling silenced or something, resort to helps, resort to, and do not silence yourself. When not heard at home, be vocal at your home. Let your parents know you have a voice, you can scream. A lot of women commit suicide because of shame. Why do you have to be in shame in first place? I mean, a lot of men walk bare chested and bare, women are the one who is constantly going to salons to remove her underarms hair, the body hair, the hand hair, the leg. You see how coolly guys stays. Their hair, like they have so much of human hair, and they are like more into sports, and they are traveling and everything. They do not even care about or bother about. They have embraced their masculinity so much, and women are in that sense of shame. In that sense of shame, how she would be a good woman, how she should be pleasing everybody, how her organ is something to be, kept in such a manner that she become a good wife in future or a good daughter. Your organ is just an organ, and that really needs a lot of care. For example, your eyes needs a lot of care, your nose need a lot of care, your vagina also needs a lot of care, and you need not to have shame. A lot of women every year shame themselves to the extent that they cannot speak certain things, up until she becomes very frustrated, or she becomes very dependent, and she has her outbursts in the most maniac way. You would see that she's just silencing, as if everything will just fall in place with that hope. And when things do not fall in place, many times a lot of women give up to situations, to circumstances, and also take drastic steps like killing her own life, ending her own life, or coming out in the most maniac way. I would rather say that stop honoring yourself, start talking with your parents even when the conversations are very, very difficult. When you need help, go to the doctors. It doesn't really matter you are going to a female doctor or a male doctor, because there are a lot of narrations which says that यदि फीमेल डॉक्टर नहीं होगी तब तक तो हम अपनी लड़की को नहीं दिखाएंगे. अरे डॉक्टर, यू सो बी वेरी विजिलेंट एंड गो. ऑलरेडी let people know what is good touch and what is bad touch. Okay, already set a boundary where people cannot say shit to you, because before knowing that it is shit or not, you should really need to know what was that said to you mean or not. Up until you do not even have a understanding कि आपको जो चीज कहा गया है वो सही है या गलत है भी कि नहीं, आप बोलोगे कैसे, आप पढ़ोगे कि कैसे कि वो सही भी था कि गलत है. So have that opinion, have that mind where you know what is good, what is bad. You know where to make your decisions. You know where to draw your lines. You know what somebody said was really unkind, mean, and it was just reflection of themselves, not yourself. So before knowing that, you need to embrace yourself, and for embracing yourself, you need to honor yourself. The moment you will start honoring yourself, you will not require for any dependency. You would not need a man or somebody else, a man or a woman or anybody, to take you out from your darkness, or make you become. You will be all by yourself. You will not need anybody to come and defend you. You will be sufficient all by yourself. And when you need doctors, you need psychologists, you need therapists, you should reach out to them. There are a lot of free toll numbers. You can reach out to them. You can discuss about these things. There are a lot of people who are working on mental health. Maybe not in your area, it is not very recognized, or it's not very much promoted, but people are tirelessly working on people's mental health, because a lot of people have gone through a lot of suffering, and somebody has taught me that my pain has taught me not to hurt others. And when that thing which got really registered to me, even I learned that my pain has not taught me to hurt others. And the only thing that you should know, that the people who are hurting you are themselves hurting. Obviously you should distance yourself, but you should also know that it was all their reflection. And the moment you start honoring your body, you will also know that who gets access to you and who should not get access to you, who you are comfortable with, who you are not comfortable with, what is okay for you, what is not okay for you, and what you should honor and what you should reject. And you should not be very apologetic about your choices that you make. That even if you want to have a day where you do not want to talk with someone, you need to be very politely, just upfrontly tell them ki, listen, I need some space for myself. You will see that the right people will value you, acknowledge you, respect you, and you really do not have to put yourself in a situation where you do not feel heard, you do not feel seen, you do not feel valued or loved. Because the places where we are not valued or loved, or we are not seen, or we are not heard, it's better that we leave our presence from there than ask or beg or chase or ruin our mental space or our being there. The very thing which I always say women is financial independence. I do not say that financial independence is the best independence that you can get, okay? But financial independence opens you up to chase for that. You do not want dependence. Emotional independent, a lot of financially independent women are not emotionally secure. They need somebody to make them safe, secure. They don't have a voice. You need your financial independence many times, so that your other ways of independence get open to you. You get a voice. You have a voice, and even if you don't have money, you still have a voice. Always respect yourself, honor yourself. Your body is not something to be violated. Nobody should touch you when you don't feel like. You shouldn't, when you respect yourself, you will also honor yourself. When somebody will say you mean things, you will retort back to it. Okay, always honor yourself. And as a woman, obviously we are going through a lot that no man can even know. It's very easy to comment on a woman. It is very easy. They will even say that, oh, she is ranting, she is doing this. But you do not go through what she goes through. And maybe if a man has to even for one day go through the pain that a woman body go every month, they will not have the audacity to say shit to them. They will be petrified. They will be petrified, and they will probably not feel that, okay, I should have commented on her, I should have been mean to her, or I should have behaved the way I behaved to her. Because a little bit of sense if a man has, and if he has known the pain she actually goes through, he will not have the audacity, or even he will not want to be that person who makes others' life difficult. So first, very importantly, start honoring. Don't lose your voice when you are dealing through anxiety, a lot of overwhelming situation. I know a lot of women in our country are unheard, unseen. Okay, you just see the plight of the women of our country, okay, where sex abortions happen. When a lot of parents know that a girl child is about to come in their family, instead of welcoming her, they will just get her aborted. This is the plight of our country, where to get married to a stranger, parents are okay, and they have saved a lot of money in lakhs to have a grand fancy wedding so that their social status and stigma is maintained, rather than really focusing on our education, on our freedom, on, I mean, like, how many of our women have actually gone for solo trips in India and abroad? A lot of women are actually very determined that okay, I have to make these lists, and they are juggling, they are anxiously making it happen with all, mustering all the courage, and they are going, because the plight in our country is pathetic. Up until a woman will not have the courage to stand for herself, the moment you bow down, nobody is going to come up and help you up to get up. So this is the situation of actual Indian society, where a lot of women are juggling. I'm very glad a lot of women who do not resonate to you, kudos to you, and I'm very proud of your society and your parents that you don't have to go through the trauma that a lot of women unfortunately have to go through. They didn't do anything to deserve such dishonor or such anxious situation, but they are going through. So a lot of hugs and a lot of warm hearts to you for being that woman who still is hoping to get up, and trust me, you will get up. Start honoring your own self, start embracing your womanhood, because if you will not, every other person will come to knock you down, and you definitely are more powerful than a lot of people who come to knock you down. People will come in groups to knock you down, and trust me, you alone will be able to fight with them, and you don't have to bow to anybody who has come to make you in any way feel humiliated as being a woman, as being the person you are. So you do not ever have to bow to them, and losing your voice, feeling inferior in any ways to them is not a resort I would ever advocate to any of the women who see, or any of the men who have, women in their lives. So make yourself that strong person that you are proud, because at the end, when you see the mirror, the only person that you need to answer is yourself. And if you can't really face your own self and nobody is there around you, I think that is the most pathetic self. So if you can see yourself, face yourself, and be proud of yourself, keep moving on, keep going on, because I think the sort of strength women have, the sort of strength a woman endures in herself, that is magical. That is not only mesmerizing, that is magical. So lots of love to all the powerful women. Take care of your health, your menstrual health, your mental health, your overall well-being, and do not prove yourself for being a woman. Embrace your womanhood unapologetically. Bye bye. Thanks for watching. Take care.